Exactly. So, and we do that, of course, just so everybody has a safe distance. There's a yellow Jeep in front of us. We may get up, and then they'll let us go by. We may get up, and then they'll go ahead of us, and we'll keep our distance back from them. So we're officially in the Coconino on a U.S. Forest Service road called 152 AUL. There's a little bit of backed up water pond right there. Little bump in the back coming up. Yeah.
Just a little, huh?
Well, if I hit it just right. We're in a big evergreen forest here, you all, of juniper, pine, and cypress trees. Mostly juniper and pine in this general area. And then these are called mesquite. See these?
Yeah.
Those are called mesquite trees.
For barbecue.
For barbecuing, very good.
Yeah. He likes barbecue. He likes meat.
I have to tell you.
Does it look like I like meat?
Did you know one of my friends here, he's a native Arizonan, Gabe, he goes, I'm actually a vegetarian. He said everything I eat is vegetables. Yeah,
Actually,
cows eat vegetables. Yeah.
I love seafood. I eat
Anything you see, right? Exactly. Yeah. I love seafood. Whatever I see, I eat it. But everybody, again, for those that aren't familiar with what a juniper looks like, that's a juniper, that's a juniper, that's a juniper, that's a juniper. There's a pine right behind us. See that big, taller one right there? That's a pine, that's a juniper. This is a pine tree. So it's got a few cones on it. Everybody see the cones?
Okay, yeah.
So, by the way, it's called a pinyon pine, and if you have a conversation with them, they're very opinionated, but that's my opinion about it.
You guys have jokes.
But these are kind of like water-restricted trees.
They're evergreens, that's correct.
Yeah.
They're evergreens, you all. And your mom brings up a very good point, you all. Evergreen trees are water resistant, water restrictive. They have very waxy leaves that keep them from not evaporating water. When we find deciduous trees that have nice big leaves, they're down by creek areas. We find a deciduous tree, we have discovered water in Arizona. Out here, you all, again, evergreen trees do not denote water for sure. So I want to make sure everybody knows this trail is at times we have to do it. It's a fast-paced trail. I can stop anywhere to point out trees, plants, bushes, and stuff like that. But then we got to catch back up to our pace. There's a certain pace that has to be run through the trail.
If there's a nice picture point, can we go
Get
down
out?
and take a picture?
Yeah.
So I want everybody to know that we're only allowed to let you out once on the tour. They're at permitted stops along. There's going to be one stop on the trail where everybody gets out unless there's an emergency. And Dinah, tell us what the most common emergency is. You got to go to the bathroom. Yeah. Moms always get it. If you have to go, you all, I can stop anywhere and point you to a facility, as we call them. That's going to be it. That's going to be behind a tree over here. Matter of fact, even at our stop, that's what there is. There's not like bathrooms or anything. Well, we get out in a spot where there is an incredible photographic opportunity for everybody to enjoy. And we are going to get out in that spot, and that is where we're going to stretch our legs. We're going to do a little geology, and we're going to have just a blast, you all.
Oh my God!
How was that? Was that fun?
No, it's not!
We just went through what the Spanish called an arroyo. Arroyo, it's the Spanish word for a wash, or a gully, or a drainage. We're going to go through so many arroyos until we finally get to the confluence of two large arroyos secos, means dry washes. And we're going to go down, and you all, we're going to go down so deep, 175 feet down, 260 feet out, which is called the Diamondback Gulch. And that's our end game, or our goal. So I think we got, by the way, as I said, everybody, happy Labor Day. I think we have Jimmy in front of us. We'll probably scoot around him because I know you all like the bounce, don't you? Yeah, it's up to you. Again, if you said no, I don't want any more bouncing. If you said no more bouncing, then we'll do no more bouncing. Well, it's up to you. Again, it depends on how we pace through it. The quicker we get through and get to our stop, the more time we get to spend outside of it.
Okay, never mind.
There's Jimmy saying Happy Labor Day, Jimmy Crosser.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, we're laboring.
Yeah, we are. You guys are with one of the most awesome guides. Jimmy's been around for, gosh, well, we don't want to say how long we've been doing this. Yeah, Coonsade. Anyway, God bless Jimmy. Yep, happy Labor Day. Yep. By the way, right here, you all, a big old black-tailed rattler last year was stretched right across the trail, sunning itself. And of course, when it's in a single-track trail, I'm not allowed to actually drive around it. I have to stop, and then hopefully it sees me and it will just leave. Again, sometimes rattlesnakes, you all, will just coil up because they're venomous. And they'll go, I'm not moving, I'm venomous. You know, I'm just going to sit here and rattle until you actually leave. And they want us to leave. And I will tell you all that it's not uncommon for a venomous snake to just sit there and rattle until we get back far enough, and then they'll leave. But what I did last year is I got about 30 inches away and I took a video of it, and I was going to use a stick to shoo it off, because that's what we have to do, so we don't have to sit there and wait for the darn rattlesnake. And the minute I started running the video, you all, the snake decided, well, I'm not a movie star, I'm leaving. And it left.
No pictures, please.
Yeah, no pictures of me rattling. And I want everybody to know, again, as I said, again, we have, by the way, we could see one of these, you all, on the trail. That's the mating season for the Sonoran brown tarantula.
And usually...
Pass that back so they can see it in the back.
Oh no, that's scary.
Yeah, we have. By the way, you can see them in your resort at Los Abregados. This is the time of year that they're walking around looking for mates. This is a male Sonoran brown tarantula.
Oh my God. No.
I want to see one.
You want to see one?
Keep one as a pet.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you, a lot of people do. A lot of people have them as pets. Here is the black-tailed rattler, you all. That was in the trail last year, I pointed out. This is it coiled up.
Oh
And then there it is. There's the video of it. You can actually play the video. Let the two in the back, let the twins play the video first. By the way, I talked gently to it.
You tried to charm him.
no. Love that.
And so you know, Dinah, yes, we do get out of the Jeep and everybody gets to go. We get to do photographs. You can do photographs of your kids and set them on rocks and stuff. Yeah. It only happens in the one location on the trail.
Alright, take a picture of that one right there. Going down.
Good. Well, I think you're videoing, aren't you?
Yeah.
he's been-
Oh yeah,
he's
he's
been-
been videoing. Yep. Watch. That's a rattlesnake. Hear the rattle? See it right on the end of its tail? Watch that.
I want to see one. I want to see one.
I want you all to know that again, because I'm a trained animal biologist, that's the only reason I was that close to the snake. I want everybody to know that again, please don't approach wild animals if you don't have any biological training. It's not something that you want to actually go, oh, well, Diggy did it, I can do that. We want to make sure everybody's at least aware of that. That's what a javelina looks like.
It's an ugly.
You know what, I have to tell you, their mothers don't think they're ugly, but again, from a human standpoint, oh my gosh, there are a lot of people like, ugh.
They actually made like a movie about that.
About the javelinas? Yeah, I'd like y'all to know there's three books. The Josephina javelina, the three javelinas, like the three little pigs, and don't call me big.
They're very tiny, right?
They're not big. They're not like a pig. Where pigs can get as a wild boar, the pig family can get 500 pounds.
It's like from this.
These are about 50. The largest ever recorded weight that I've ever seen published by a hunt. Somebody that hunted one 68 pounds. 68. By the way, you all, this is a great shot of what's called coxcomb rock.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
Okay.
Coxcomb. What a coxcomb is? Anybody ever heard of a coxcomb?
What is that?
On top of a rooster's head.
Oh, okay.
So roosters, you all, if you've ever heard somebody go cock-a-doodle-doo, that's what a rooster kind of makes. They're known as a cock. Yep. And the 3 bumps going up to the red thing coming in the back.
Sweet dreams, guys. Nice.
Excellent. How about turn around like this?
Come on,
Turn
come on,
around.
guys. Here. All right. Nice.
Good job. Awesome.
Not even a small reaction. Really? No reaction in you, dude.
There's a real nice shot of Bear Mountain.
Okay, here.
Oh, this is the beer mountain.
Yeah, that big tall peak is Bear Mountain.
That's fine.
How about this? Let me turn a little bit like this. Now you can get everybody a little bit more with Bear
Josh,
Mountain.
go.
There you
We're
go.
going.
1, 2.
Hey, good
Nice.
job. All right, flashing away. There you go, Mom. Perfect.
Alright, go again.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Gabe.
No balls.
Good job.
This is gonna be on my Facebook. You will be on the Facebook.
I appreciate that. I want you all to know that you may publish us, Pink Jeep
Yeah.
Tours, and me on Facebook, any social media website. Come on to publish us on. The company encourages you all to do that. Well, sometimes Gabe actually taking a bump a little bit swifter, a little bit faster than if we take some stuff really slow, it actually is going and so we want to actually hit it about the right speed. So we get some fun, but we don't want to put too much stress on the components, but we also don't want to put too much stress on our bodies. So the slower we go, the more whoa.
Whiplashes.
Yeah. Joshua, how you doing back there? You good? Gabby, are you good? Dinah, you're good, right? All right, Gabe. All right, Jalen.
Good.
Yay. All right.
Still nothing. Still no reaction.
Still no reaction. What you mean from Gian? Yeah, he's stoic. Oh, Gian, hang on. Yeah, he's like, you never get me on this. Good job.
There you go. There's a smile now. Finally.
Yeah. You gonna be a ninth grader this year?
I'm in it.
You're an eighth. Have you started school already?
Yeah.
You have. Okay.
That's why they're gonna miss school tomorrow.
All righty. Well, it's okay. It's first of the year. Yeah. So you're the same age as one of my nieces. She's gonna be an eighth grader. Actually, she already is. She just started. She's in Irvine. You ever heard of Irvine, California?
No.
Have you heard of Irvine, California?
Yeah.
That's where my nieces live. Irvine. Yeah, not that far here. If you didn't have traffic, you're probably only 20 minutes away, 25 minutes on the freeway. Yeah.
But like with traffic, probably an hour.
Where's
I
that?
was gonna say, yeah, that's what I have to factor in when I lived in California. It's like, I used to live 17 miles. Now, I can drive 17 miles, you all, in about 20 minutes from Sedona. It's 17 miles to Cottonwood, and I can get there, again, in about less than 20 minutes. It used to take me 1 solid hour to drive 17 miles when I lived in Southern California to go to work. 17 miles. And I can do that in about 15 minutes here.
It's like me too. I work like 13 months. Takes an hour.
exit out. Yeah.
Like everyone takes a couple to get home.
Bump.
Yay!
Let me tell you all, don't fall off a horse onto one of these babies.
Oh no.
That right there is called a Spanish dagger by the cowboys. It's actually a yucca. Anybody heard the word yucca?
Yeah.
Yeah. You fall off a horse onto one and you feel yucca.
Don't
You feel
make,
really yucca.
Don't you make ropes that damn.
Cow.
They make ropes, everybody. Listen to this.
It's a
Good
cow.
job.
It's a cow.
Everybody, a yucca, that particular yucca is where all the rope in this area was made from. The Indians made rope from, American Indians made rope from that particular yucca. In this area, Yavapai Apache and Yavapai. Apaches and Yavapai. So this would be a really, really awesome spot, well, to get a picture of Coxcomb from this side.
Nice.
That's a great photograph
A yak
opportunity.
is a, alright, a cow. It's a yak.
Hey, look.
Yeah. So a yak is like a cow. It's in the Bovidae family. That's correct. But I wouldn't call it a cow. Why? Because again, we're talking about again a different type of bovine.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. And then a sharp turn.
Hang on, we're getting on two wheels.
And so you've been doing this for the last, what, 20-something years now?
Everybody again on I think it's the 11th of January. I have to look at my notes. It was my first day of training in 1997, so it'll be 20 years. You all that I began training
And
for this company.
how long you mastered the rope?
Oh, well, I will tell you, even guides will tell you that in order to master the roads, it could take anywhere from 2 to 5 years before one gets a mastery of it, because we're learning something every single time I do this trail.
Yeah.
But I've done it so much, I can just let go of the wheel. No, I'm kidding.
I noticed like you've been letting go.
Well, again, I got to tell you all, there's times when the vehicle, like an airplane pilot actually lets the plane fly itself and he does corrections to it. That's what I'm doing mostly with this tour, is letting the vehicle do what it does and then making a correction.
What is this? Excuse me?
Oh, that is a cattle loading chute.
What is this?
Everybody look at this. Cattle ranchers are allowed to open range graze their cattle out on the national forest. They pay a permit fee to the general public, just like you all pay a fee to let us take you onto the property. They pay a fee. God bless you. And I'd like y'all to know that again, they were allowed to pen them over here, have a cattle loading chute. They would load them back up onto trucks or wagons, depending on when this loading chute was probably built 60, 80 years ago. And then what they will do is they'll pen them into an area. Can you see the deciduous tree in the background?
Yeah.
Remember the water pond we saw from the natural water draining into that dammed off area? That's another one too. Can you all see, look right over here, there's a feeding trough. They would fatten them up, and then they would load them on, and they would truck them or wagon them to market. The reason we don't want to actually drive cattle to market, you all, does anybody know why? They lose weight. And again, when cattle are driven, they actually, it's like humans, when they exercise, they lose weight. Cattle, the same thing. So we fatten cattle up at the very end when they're grazing to make them weigh more, so they get more, pound per meat. And what we know the extra weight is fat on our prime rib. Or remember, everybody, if you have a nice ribeye steak, that fat there, that's some of the
That's good stuff.
That's a good stuff, yeah. So we want to have the cattle fat up. Yeah. Either that or the meat's so lean that it doesn't, it's chewy. By the way, if we were an American Indian here 1,000 years ago, we would be farming beans, corn, squash, and cotton all over this area. We have about 3,000 Indians you all living here 1,000 years ago, and they were living in masonry constructed cliff dwellings or pit houses. And the irony, you all, is what we're seeing here. This is their pharmacy. It's their grocery store, hardware store, and their liquor store. Even though they grew crops, they still had to hunt deer. They still, by the way, they had semi-domesticated turkey 1,000 years ago. And for those that don't know this, turkey are from the Americas. Now, turkey are found all over the globe today. We go over to the Philippines, and they have turkey.
I grew up with a turkey.
You grew up with turkey.
My mom.
As a pet.
Yeah, because if I'm in trouble,
Yeah.
I don't go to the corner and stand there for a while.
Yeah.
I can't go out because there's two turkeys.
Oh, there's your turkey.
Yes, that's how we grew up.
Just so you know, 500 years ago, there was no turkey in the Philippines because they were all in the Americas. Turkeys are naturally from the Americas. They were taken by the Europeans who settled the Americas out to other parts of the world. So,
Hey, he's
Awesome.
still taking that video.
but the Indians in this area had